The National Panhellenic Council, NPHC, founded May 10, 1930, is a collaborative umbrella organization composed of historically African American collegiate Greek-lettered fraternities and sororities. The 9 NPHC organizations are sometimes collectively referred to as the Divine Nine. The Council promotes interaction through forums, meetings, and other media for the exchange of information and engages in cooperative programming and initiatives through various activities and functions. NPHC includes the following organizations: Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Known as the first intercollegiate Greek letter fraternity established for African American males, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was founded at Cornell University in Ithaca, New York on December 4, 1906. The fraternity was founded by 7 great men, also referred to as the Jewels: Henry Arthur Challis, Charles Henry Chapman, Eugene Kinkle Jones, George Biddle Kelly, Nathaniel Allison Murray, Robert Harold Ogle, Vertner Woodson Tandy. Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated develops leaders and promotes brotherhood and academic excellence while providing service and advocacy for our communities. Some of the organization's national programs include A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, Project Alpha, and A Brother's Keeper. A few notable Alpha men are civil rights activist Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall, and sports journalist Stuart Scott. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated is the first intercollegiate historically African American Greek lettered sorority. Founded at Howard University in Washington, D.C., January 15, 1908, by 9 students who were scholastic leaders of their class: Anna Easter Brown, Beulah Elizabeth Burke, Lily Burke, Marjorie Hill, Margaret Flagg Holmes, Ethel Hedgeman Lyle, Lavina Norman, Lucy Diggs Slow, Marie Woolfolk Taylor. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated is dedicated to implementing programs of service that enhance the social, economic, and educational well-being of the local, national, and international communities. Their chapters engage in simultaneous activities that will benefit the community and continue their commitment to lifelong service. A few notable members of Alpha Kappa Alpha are the United States' first female Vice President Kamala Harris, former Maryland Circuit Court Judge Donna Hill Stanton, and Charles County's first African American Commissioner, Delegate Edith J. Patterson. Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated was founded January 5, 1911 on the campus of Indiana University by 10 men of distinguished character and attitude: Elder Watson Diggs, Dr. Ezra D. Alexander, Dr. Byron Kenneth Armstrong, Attorney Henry Turney Asher, Dr. Marcus Peter Blakemore, Paul Waymond Kane, George Wesley Edmonds, Dr. Guy Levis Grant, Edward Giles Irvin, and Sergeant John Milton Lee. The organization was created to empower those in disenfranchised communities and based on the pillars of inspiring service, brotherhood, and most importantly, achievement in every human endeavor. Kappa Alpha Psi's impact can be felt on all levels, from local chapters participating in community outreach activities, scholarship and mentor programs, as well as national programs collaborating with St. Jude's Medical Research Center fighting against childhood disease. Notable members of Kappa Alpha Psi include civil rights activist Ralph Abernathy, esteemed Hall of Fame athlete Wilt Chamberlain, and Charles County's first African American Commissioner President Reuben Collins. Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Omega Psi Phi is the first fraternal organization founded at a historically Black university. The fraternity was founded on November 17, 1911 by the 3 Howard University students, Edgar Amos Love, Oscar James Cooper, and Frank Coleman, as well as their faculty advisor, Dr. Ernest Everett Just. Omega chapters participate in activities that will uplift their community. Some of the activities include voter registration, assault on illiteracy, Habitat for Humanity, mentoring, and participation in fundraisers for charitable organizations. Omegas also strive to encourage youth to find and develop and use their talents. A few notable Omega men are historian and the father of Black history, Carter G. Woodson, civil rights activist, Reverend Jesse Jackson, and surgeon and medical researcher, Dr. Charles Drew. Delta Sigma Theta sorority was founded on January 13, 1913 by 22 women at Howard University. Osceola McCarthy Adams, Marguerite Young Alexander, Winona Cargyle Alexander, Ethel Cuff Black, Bertha Pitts Campbell, Zephyr Chisholm Carter, Edna Brown Coleman, Jessie McGuire Dent, Frederica Chase Dodd, Myra Davis Hemmings, Olive Claire Jones, Jimmy Bug Middleton, Pauline Obedofer Minor, Vashitai Turley Murphy, Naomi Sewell Richardson, Mamie Reddy Rose, Eliza Pearl Shippen, Florence Lecter Toms, Ethel Carr Watson, Wordy Blackville Weaver, Madri Penn White, and Edith Mott Young. Sorority has established programs to provide and improve education, healthcare, and international development, and strengthen the African American family. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is the second largest African American women's organization in the world, focused on sisterhood, scholarship, and service. Notable members of Delta Sigma Theta include Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm, Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, and Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated was founded at Howard University on January 9, 1914, by three young African American male students, Abram Langston Taylor, Leonard Francis Moore, and Charles Ignatius Brown. The fraternity exemplifies the ideals of brotherhood, scholarship, and service while taking an inclusive perspective to serve the community. It is the only fraternity to hold a constitutional bond with an historically African American sorority, Zeta Phi Beta. Phi Beta Sigma's national programs of bigger and better business, education, and social action are realized through the fraternity's overarching program, Sigma Wellness. Notable members of Phi Beta Sigma include Congressman John Lewis, Football Hall of Famer Jerry Rice, and Circuit Court Judge Alexander Wright Jr. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated was founded on January 16, 1920 on the campus of Howard University by 5 women, Arizona Cleaver, Pearl Neal, Myrtle Tyler, Viola Tyler, and Fanny Petty. Zeta Phi Beta is the first and only NPHC organization to be constitutionally bound to a fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma. Founded on the principles of scholarship, sisterhood, and finer womanhood, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated strives to support the community through service projects and attention to social action initiatives. Notable members of Zeta Phi Beta include author Zora Neale Hurston, U.S. Representative Julia Carson. Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated was founded on November 12, 1922 at Butler University in Indianapolis, Indiana, by 7 young educators, Mary Lou Allison Gardner Little, Dorothy Hanley Whiteside, Vivian Irene White Mulberry, Nanny Mae Gahn Johnson, Hattie Mae Annette Doolin Redford, Bessie Mae Downey Rhodes Martin, and Cubina McClure. Founded amid segregation, Sigma Gamma Rho is the only sorority of the 4 historically African American National Panhellenic Council sororities established at a predominantly white campus. Sigma Gamma Rho's commitment to service is expressed in its slogan, Greater Service, Greater Progress. The sorority has a proud history of providing positive and proactive community outreach nationally and internationally. The programs, partnerships, and sponsorships represent Sigma Gamma Rho's commitment to participating in the greater good in education, service, and leadership development. Notable members of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated include actress Hattie McDaniel, U.S. Representative Corinne Brown, Miss USA 2016 Deshauna Barber, and Charles County's second Chief Equity Officer, Renisha Miles. Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated was founded on the campus of Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland, September 19, 1963, by 12 men: Albert Hicks, Lonnie Spruill Jr., Charles Briscoe, Frank Coakley, John Slade, Baron Willis, Webster Lewis, Charles Brown, Louis Hundle, Charles Gregory, Elias Dorsey Jr., and Michael Williams. Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated is the youngest organization of the Divine Nine, but also is the fastest growing. The fraternity was formed as a support system for men of color during the turbulent U.S. social climate of the time. This organization upholds its motto of building a tradition, not resting upon one, by instilling the following principles: the development and continuation of scholarship, leadership, citizenship, fidelity, and brotherhood among men. Notable Iota men include Congressman Bobby Rush, actor T.C. Carson, and Washington football team linebacker Chris Wilson.
Hello and greetings from the Charles County Transit Division. We are proud to announce our enhanced Brandywine Connector route, which will allow you to reach the Metro and other destinations outside of Charles County. This route stops at Brandywine Crossing, neighborhoods along Western Parkway, and the Waldorf Senior Center and Recreation Center. It also makes a connection with Prince George's County's The Bus, Route 36. To learn about this route and others and view bus schedules, please visit our website at go-vango.com. On this site, you can also access our Vango Trip Planner online or download the Double Map app on your smartphone to plan your next trip and view bus locations in real time. All of these resources are at your fingertips to help improve your travel experience. Vango Transportation works each day to get you where you need to go safely and on time.
Welcome to the historic McConchie One Room School project. We are here at the Charles County Fairgrounds. This project started in 2015 as a result of retired and working volunteers from the community who were interested in pursuing and using information to enhance the school and its contribution to the community. The McConchie School actually was built in the area of Welcome at the intersection of Blossom Point and Port Tobacco Roads in 1912. It was used as a one-room school for African American students during segregation and Jim Crow that existed here in Charles County and throughout the nation. The school actually shut down in 1952 and was sold when the school system decided to build consolidated schools. It was then used as a rental property through the 1980s, when at that time it was scheduled to be demolished because it had deteriorated so badly. Two volunteers and board members here at the fair, George Dyson and Mitch Diggs, were interested in preserving the school and organized a committee that paid for and actually physically moved the school to the location that you see it on today. In 2015, several of us were volunteering, and Mr. Dyson asked us if we could pursue expanding a program, an educational program for the community, since so many people did not know about or appreciate the value of the school. And we decided that we would develop an educational program that focused on not only the history of the school itself as a one-room school for African American students, but we would also focus on local, that is Charles County, African American history. In addition to those educational programs, we have been working very hard to apply for and winning grants locally through the Office of Tourism and through the State African American Heritage Organization. You see here in front of you the result of one of the Office of Tourism grants, which focused on the history of the teacher who was here for 30 years, Dr. Edna Warren Simmons, and her role in enhancing the education of local students. And now our big grant, as we call it, is with the State's African American Heritage Group, and we will be rehabilitating the school. The RFP will be printed very shortly. Cynthia and Bob Sonheimers, the current co-chairs of this committee, are organizing and heading that effort.
My name is Bob Sonheimers. This is my wife Cynthia, and we're co-chairs of the McConchie School One Room School Committee, and we're working on doing a grant from Maryland Historical Trust that we're going to rehabilitate the building, and some of the things that need work are the foundational work. We need some work on the chimney. We need the windows worked on and do some painting and restoration around. And just to let people know, this is a rehabilitation, not a restoration. A restoration has to be, everything has to be exactly like it was back in 1912 when they had the school. This will be, we'll try to make it as good as we can, but it won't be exactly the same as it was back then. And also it's moved from its original site, which makes it can't be a restoration either. But we're just hoping this will be like a museum where people can come, maybe do school field trips, like there's one down in Port Tobacco that, as a school teacher, I used to take my children there, and hopefully come here. And also we have regular events at the fairgrounds, which we've already participated in, and just have it as a resource for people to enjoy and come to.
I'm Edward Holland, the Public Affairs Officer for the historic McConchie One Room School. I'm the chair of the Community Relations Committee, in which feel free to contact us at any time at 301-848-3476. That's 301-848-3476. If you're interested in volunteering to assist with the school, we have different functions in July, September, of course, when the fairground is open, and Kris Kringle in December. So we look forward for additional volunteers. Please come down and see this wonderful school. We have much to offer, especially if you want to be a volunteer. Thank you.
Applying for jobs with Charles County government is now easier and more efficient. Visit www.charlescountymd.gov for more information.